Our agents searched the world for human-animal hybrids. We raised and trained them to be the covert strike team, GK Delta. They use their abilities to protect humanity from menaces like the cybernetic soldier, sabotage. Alternation, humans, hybrids, heroes.
Hey everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video. Today we have Alternation El-Ray, and this is a toy line made by Panda Mony Toys. Just give you guys a little insight about Panda Mony. They came to be in 2017 with a mission to create kids entertainment brands using toys as the medium. And so far, as I can see here, they're definitely doing it. And you know, they were guided by respect for kids, freedom of childhood, and the value of play. And that's one thing that drew me to this line of figures and the company, is because toys are to be played with and have fun, and to bring the action back to action figure is pretty awesome. And I just can't wait to get this guy out of the package. I just want to shred it open. But let's take a gander at how they package their figures, and so far it is phenomenal. Inside, you can see on the side right there, it says free graphic novel. And you can check them out and check out webisodes and more at www.alternationtoys. And you'll see that this is phase 1, as there is a phase 2 coming out. The other figures from phase 1, we got Sabotage, Albert 7, Dart, Sham, and Quilroy. In phase 2, we got Alpha and Bomber, and Alpha looks wicked. Bomber looks fun. This whole line of figures is fun. We even get a nice little GK Delta logo right up on the top. It does say human animal hybrid heroes. Electronic lightning storm. Okay. Flexible stingray tail. And collectible El-Ray mini comic. Yes, a figure with a mini comic. It is back. You hear it here on my channel. We're getting figures with comics, guys and gals. Look at the artwork here. It looks very awesome. I love it. It's almost like graffiti style art in a sense. It's very nice, very clean. And then we got a lot of information on the back here. So not only did they try to bring back some fun action figures for kids, we got some fun little decoding message right there. So you guys can pause it if you want to try to decode the message, because I'm not going to cheat and give you the answer. And then, oh, I guess it does say puzzle answers at alternation.toys. Below the little puzzle, we got a lot of information about El-Ray and his DNA sources and everything. So feel free to pause it if you would like to check out or read any of this. Then we get a giant Panda Mony Toy Brands logo on the bottom with the UPC. Just looks great. I like the packaging a lot. I mean, this is going to be stackable, and even just like set them all up. You can even use these to build little forts and everything for your alternation figures. El-Ray out of the package looks very wicked. And with any figure that comes with action features, you get a manual. So it shows you what button to press to activate his power lights. He has a floppy tail and how to replace those batteries. Here we got the El-Ray mini comic that comes included. Got the Panda Mony logo. And this is a pretty little tiny mini comic. So when they say mini comic, it is there. And you can also check this comic out through their website. And the artwork on this is fantastic. When I opened it up, we do show who the art was by. The writers, Curtis Anderson, who I will have to do a nice little one-on-one with him, because anybody that writes comics and stuff, it is not an easy task. And the artwork in this thing is amazing. It is some quality stuff. Lots of reading, which is good. It's not just a bunch of pictures. So if you're getting this for a little one that likes to play with toys and things like that, so you can actually take the time and read it with them. And plus, this could work with other figures. I mean, it's a hefty size magazine, but I mean, it's almost small enough to go with like some 1/6 scale type figures almost. I don't know, but it's pretty cool. I love how they're actual mini comics. That is pretty awesome. I really can't get over this artwork. This is phenomenal. El-Ray comes with a variety of weapons and accessories, and one he comes with a spear pistol. This thing is sculpted and molded in this gray plastic. Has some nice sculpt work in it, keeping it very simple and detailed at the same time. It's nice, like little panels, lines on there. Got the neon green paint, which makes a good contrast with the color of gray, but it also is great for when kids are playing with them outside, or if any of you are taking these figures outside for figure photography, you can actually find this item in case you drop it on the ground or something of that nature. That neon green is going to pop, and the gray is probably going to blend in with the surroundings a little bit, but that's cool. They got the really detailed spear right there, or harpoon, or whatever you want to call it, but it's a little pointy. It's pliable, as you can see. I'm moving it, but I mean, with enough force, I mean, it could poke. It pokes a little, so be careful. But this thing looks pretty nice. Very nice weapon. Then we get this monster of a cannon here. It's the Blowhole portable cannon, and I guess this thing has a spot right here that looks like it can go over his shoulder, which is going to be awesome. We'll look at that after I go over the posability, which I'll start putting some accessories on them, but that's cool. It actually looks like a cannon. Got the cannon backing right there, and then you got some wrapping up there, maybe to muzzle the sound or something, but that looks pretty cool. Again, out of that same gray plastic, but this thing is solid. It's a little bit bent, pliable there, but looks pretty wicked. Finally, I saved the best for last. This is my favorite piece. This is his harpoon or trident, whatever you want to call it. It is painted in that very nice silver. Even has like a little bit of pieces of barnacle or whatever, like it's been underwater, getting the incrustations and stuff on them. Painted silver. You got the two gray plastic grips right there, which is nice because you're going to be gripping it onto certain areas, so you can actually grip it on these gray spots without worrying about scratching the silver paint, because this thing is silver throughout and it keeps going on with the detail. Like, that is, I love the fact that the little attention to detail, like those little pieces and stuff like that, really makes these accessories pop. And you can tell, like, this is his main weapon, like his weapon of choice. And it just gives that whole leadership impression with how this looks. Here we got El Rey up close, and he looks pretty awesome. He's got that grin there. You can sort of see the two tones. You got the light blue, but then it goes to white right there, showing off that smile. And then we also get some very nice sculpt work into his head there. Lots of detail going on. We get the side fins right here, and then we got a top fin, and they're sculpted and crammed with a lot of detail to them. And with that a lot of detail, you get those little barbs. They are a little bit pliable, as you can see the one moving, but be careful, it does poke. So if your kids are playing with them, just be careful, mindful. They poke a little, not anything that's going to be super crazy, but they do poke. He does have his little mustache that can flap in the wind, and we do get the really cool looking clear tendrils coming out of his chest for his lightning storm effect, and he just looks really cool. I love the sculpt work, the detail in him. It's got a nice shine to it, which is great. So I mean, I can never go wrong with a lot of sculpt work, and you got a good amount of paint. Got this fin on the back, which looks very nice. Again, pliable little barbs there, but again, no, these ones don't poke as bad. These don't really poke, so you get some pliable barbs right there. And then we also got a flexible kid-powered soft plastic tail used for that stingray strike that you saw in that little clip at the beginning. Very, very sick looking figure. I like it. And you can see this is where the battery compartment is. Tail all flopping and stuff. Get his arm out of the way. We got some pouches here. Got some nice textures and sculpt work there. The full belt. It's got a little dagger there. That would have been cool if this could have slid out of the pouch. But very nice sculpt work. The legs. His booty just has a tail coming out of it. And then his feet are painted as well. You got the painted toenails, webbing between the toes. He's got like these little boots. They're like almost like ninja shoes. Or boots, and his toes busted out of them. But very, very cool. Now, El Rey comes with 15 points of articulation, which is nice on this figure. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of rotation on the head. It is on a ball joint, nice size ball joint, so you get a lot of attitude out of him. He can look down that far, and he can look up. And even with it being the big ball joint and stuff like that, underneath the neck and everything, it doesn't look nasty. You don't got any disc hinge or anything like that. No lollipop syndrome. It just looks quite nice. Then we get his arms. His arms, both sides go up very far. Get the full 360 out of them. Get an elbow bend. And then we get wrist rotation. Look at those little claws. Painted claws. That's so awesome. I just love the little parts that are painted. So both sides got the wrist rotation. And he has no like ab crunch or let me see if he has any. No ab rotation. And that's because he has electronics and, you know, battery pack system. And the button is that triangle right there. So you really can't cram too much electronics and stuff in there and have stuff function the way you want them to. As for the legs can go out this far. He can do a straight up, you know, Spartan kick. We get the knee bend, single jointed knee bend, and then we get the ankle bend. No pivot or anything like that, but still plenty of bend coming out of these legs. And, you know, it's great. It's really great. Fun little figure to pose. And then this thing's got crazy articulation, just flopping all over the place. Really cool detail and barbs going on it. El Rey is fun as can be to pose up. His articulation actually gets him to pose very well. He holds his weapons very snugly. Like, it's very awesome. You can get him into that nice, I'm going to throw my harpoon at you pose. Or you can just have him just holding on to it in general. You know, you can just have him holding it like a normal spear. Holds his little harpoon pistol, spear pistol very, very well. So that's the great thing about this figure too. So even with his little claws and everything like that, he holds his weapons. That is awesome. Now I got him equipped with his blowhole portable cannon, and it is mounted on his shoulder for that support. So when he's underwater and he's shooting, he can actually withstand the blast. Because I mean, if you're holding on to a cannon by hand, you got to be super strong, or else that thing's gonna make you go flying back. And especially if he's underwater, it's gonna want to project him like super flying back. But you know, he's got it. He's El Rey. It's like how that looks. It looks so good. Now, you guys have seen the floppy tail that you can just sit there and just whip things, which is pretty fun as, you know, as a kid. I mean, it even stretches a little bit, so you can actually probably do the whole, yeah, you get some really accurate hits. Stretching back. Be careful not to pull it too hard like I did. As you can see, there's a little bit of butt coming apart, but it's because I was a little bit rough with them. Didn't mean to, but it happened. And he does have another cool attack feature, an action feature. And you press the little triangle here. And it's his lightning storm. But let's go ahead and check it out with all the lights off. That's super bright. And it looks really, really cool. You can tell he can electrify his opponents. These guys have amazing joints. He's being balanced on his 1 foot. And he has that floppy tail, so it's all over the place with the weight because it's such a rubbery tail. But look at that. He is posing on 1 foot, doing that nice run like he's sprinting to save the day or fight the enemy. You know, again, it's really nice to have a figure in hand that has articulation, that has the stiff articulation, because it's not overly stiff. It's just like just enough to get poses like this. Because for you figure photographers out there, they're going to look great and have some nice posability. So you can get that dynamic poses out of the figures. You know I gotta do some size comparison. So the alternation figures can fit well with some of your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures. Scales well with your 1/12 scale figures like your Marvel Legends and everything like that. So you can have them battling it out, getting harpooned and just having a good time of just clashing them together, electrifying Spider-Man, whatever. The fact is, these guys will fit into your collection. And if they don't, they'll stand out, because when are you going to get some animal hybrids like this with the posability and just the fun factor? These things are really cool. I'm happy to have them. A huge shout out to Panda Mony Toys, to Ryan, to Curtis for sending me some of these figures to review, to show you guys what Alternation's all about. This guy for being the first figure of the wave that I have reviewed. He is not a disappointment. He's a very cool figure. And as you saw, he scales with the rest of your toys that you might have in your collection, or your other action figures, whatever you want to call them, toys, action figures. Either way, they're pieces of plastic that bring joy to you and your kids, and that's what it's all about. And I love the Alternation line so far. I'm not disappointed. It's a fun figure, cool effects. Panda Mony Toys was nice enough to give me a promo code to share with you guys to save you 10% off your order. And if you pre-order the whole set, that's 10% off your entire purchase of the whole wave of phase 1, which is awesome. So you guys just use the word UART as the promo code. And if you can't remember or what I'm saying or don't understand it, all the information's down below. You're going to have Panda Mony Toys and Alternation Facebooks, YouTubes, Instagrams, and the promo code and the website. All of that down below. So definitely check them out, follow them, show some love, because I feel that Alternation is going to be huge. With the way these figures are for this first phase, I can only imagine what the next phase is going to be like, and the future phases, and what creative characters we're going to have. And plus the story, the cartoon, it's going to be awesome. So definitely keep up with these guys. If you like what you saw, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're new to my channel, as I'm always going to be doing different types of reviews of different types of figures. And I got more Alternation figures on the way to review, which those are going to be fun to mess around with. And hit that bell notification so you know when I post up a new video, because how else are you going to know if I post a video unless you get that notification? Plus, I don't know if YouTube actually shows you guys, when I post up a new video without hitting that bell notification. And I want you guys to comment down below, what do you guys think of the Alternation toys so far? I mean, I know this is the first one I reviewed, but what do you think of it? Is it something that you guys will like? Let's get some conversation going down below about these figures. I've been hyped about them. Let's see what you guys think, especially with this one being the first figure I reviewed. And I want to make sure that you guys have the best luck hunting. Keep on collecting and have a beautiful day.